All right, guys. So I'm watching the Leafs-Sens game. Second intermission. I thought I'd scroll through X and make a quick video. I do have two other videos to drop later on tonight, but I do have to get them reviewed because of copyright strikes. So I'm not sure when they will be released. Probably not till tomorrow. But that being said, I saw that Pierre Poilievre put out this new video today. It says you can't afford a fourth Liberal term with Mark Carney's $130 billion inflationary spending plan. Vote for change. Vote to axe the inflation tax. Vote Conservative. So let's have a look at what he's got to say, and we'll talk about it after like usual.
We're going to axe the worst tax of all, the inflation tax. The inflation tax. We know what that is. It's when the government wants to take and spend more of your money, but they don't want to be accountable for raising the cash the honest way. They don't hold a vote in the House of Commons to increase tax rates. What they do is run massive deficits paid for by central bank money printing. Flooding the economy with easy cash might seem like a lot of fun in the short run. It's kind of like taking a big old vacation to Vegas on your credit card. It's fun while it lasts, but of course the bill comes soon enough. But when they print all that money, here's what happens. They don't increase the stuff that money buys. Let's say you have 10 apples and you have $10. It's going to be $1 an apple in that economy. You double the number of dollars to 20, but you still only got 10 apples. You're not twice as rich. It's just that each apple now costs twice as much. So the Liberals increased the money supply from $1.8 trillion to $2.5 trillion. That's an increase of 40% during a time period when the real economy grew by 4%. So the money was growing 10 times faster than the stuff that money buys. This caused the worst inflation in 40 years. Now, the people who got the money out of the starting gate, the banking system, the big government bureaucracy, they all benefited because they got to spend it before it lost its value. But then the costs all trickled down to you. And so your paycheck and pension were worth less. That's why the costs kept rising. Trudeau did this all with Mark Carney's enthusiastic advice. Carney said if we didn't print money, we'd have deflation. His worry was that prices might actually go down. God forbid things become more affordable. But that's how the inflationist Liberals think. So here's how we're going to get rid of the inflation tax. We have to stop the out-of-control spending in Ottawa that causes it in the first place.
That's correct. And, just as Pierre said, Mark Carney, he's upset when we talk about deflation, prices coming down. He doesn't want that. When inflation is up, things get more expensive. If you don't build enough houses like the Liberal government did under Mark Carney's economic advisory, that means the prices go up. I mean, look at what you're seeing now. If we had enough houses for every family, you would have multiple offers on some houses, the nicer ones, the more, the fancier ones. Maybe the people who are doing well would put more money and there would be a bidding war and it goes up. But a nice average home, there might be a couple people. And maybe it sells for, instead of, $200,000, it sells for $210,000. But right now you have a house that's, $600,000 and there's 10 people bidding on it. Well, the price is going to go way up, and then every single time a house gets sold, there's so many people trying to buy it, the price keeps going up and up and up and up and up. We don't have enough houses. If we did, the prices would go down because there wouldn't be as many bidding wars. So I really like what Pierre did there, kind of explaining that and explaining how Mark Carney does not want deflation. He wants inflation. Now, I got something else here from Pierre, which is really funny and interesting here. Breaking: Mark Carney's platform was written by Justin Trudeau and his team weeks before Carney became leader. And they say he's an outsider, huh? They say he's not an insider. The only quote-unquote tweaks Carney made were to increase inflationary spending even higher. Canada can't afford a fourth Liberal term. Yeah, we know that. Let's have a look here. This is only 14 seconds, so see what they say.
The Liberal platform, frankly, that's something I will say that has been ready for several weeks now. Mona Fortier was the one who was working on this, and it was ready before Mark Carney even became Liberal leader. So, He only had to tweak a couple of things.
You're in trouble when the CBC admits that Hey, you didn't even write the platform. This wasn't even your idea. It was all under the Trudeau ideology, the liberal ideology. That's why he's the same. Except worse, because he's a banker. He knows how to destroy an economy, and he knows how to print money. That's all he knows how to do. And manage an asset company. Brookfield, it's called. And it's basically a mini BlackRock. Look into BlackRock and see if you think that that's a good idea to have someone who owns a company like that to be the prime minister of this country. Very interesting, isn't it? It's almost like they have a plan to destroy the economy and the middle class. But some people think, no, Trudeau was just incompetent. They're not doing this on purpose, Danny. You're a conspiracy theorist. Yeah. These highly educated people apparently are really dumb now, but yet they also say that if you're educated, you're smart, so that's interesting. All these highly educated people are stupid now? I ain't buying it. But let me know what you guys think. Please do not be shy. Please also don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really does help grow the channel. Go Leafs go, and we'll talk to you guys later.